mandate areas were handed over to us as a ministry to achieve. The Ministry of Petroleum had in total 9 mandate areas, which I have outlined in other fora. I'm not going to repeat here. Today we came to give, we came to report on our stewardship, and we reported to ESCO that we've achieved at least one of those mandate areas, which is the passage of the Deep Offshore Amendment Act. We also reported that work is ongoing on the PIB, and that hopefully the PIB will be passed into law by June next year. We also reported that next year we will open the gas sector, and a lot will happen in the gas sector in Nigeria. Rehabilitation of Port Harcourt refinery will commence in January, and hopefully 2020 will be a very busy year for the oil industry and in Nigeria. Thank you.
Well, we also did the same, like you said. Each ministry was given a mandate, and they wanted report in the first 100 days. Subsequently, there will be all the ministries will give their reports before they come back to us again to start. The essence is to monitor performance and achievements. And if you don't meet your target, then you run into trouble. So for us, essentially, the mandate was greatly more on the side of railways, even though there were others in maritime. Railways, we did confirm to the president that we'll be bringing in a DMU, which is a diesel engine, for Abuja, Kaduna. It will be 8 coaches and 2 locomotives that will drive it. And it will reduce the pressure we have in Abuja, Kaduna. Abuja, Kaduna will reduce the pressure. Like I said before, we provided coaches for only 300 passengers, because that's what the traffic count said to us when we did the research. And now we're carrying 3,700 passengers. So we're increasing every day the number of coaches. So we believe that this January, the president will commission 8 new coaches and 2 new locomotives, DMU, to carry passengers from Abuja to Kaduna and Kaduna back to Abuja. We also reported that we'll be ready to commission Itape Warri should be ready for commissioning between January and April, depending when the president is available to commission it. I don't know how many of you saw the tweet I sent out about Abo at night. Everywhere is ready, accommodation, workshop, yard, station, everything. Very beautiful. I can remember how somebody who was in Britain said, they say, is this in Nigeria? I say, it's in Abo village, so that you know where it is. You would think it is this thing. Then we also reported that we believe that Lagos to Ibadan should be able to be commissioned before April, if the president's program will permit him before April. You know, we've commenced trial run on Lagos to Ibadan. The last time before tomorrow, we were running from Iju to Ibadan. By tomorrow, we will start running from Agege to Ibadan. By the time we come back from holidays, we'll start running from Ebute Meta to Ibadan. We believe that before April, we should have gotten to the seaport. That will reduce what you call Apapa gridlock. I'm sure some of you young men and women may not have been born when this Apapa gridlock started. Now we are beginning to find solutions to it, and the solution is this. We also reported that we expect the China Exim Bank to approve the loan for Ibadan to Kano in January. If they do approve the loan in January, we expect that work should commence between January and February next year in Ibadan to Kano. What else? We will also put 1 DMU of 8 coaches and 2 locomotives this January on the Lagos to Ibadan to convey passengers free of charge until April, when the president will commission the project. In terms of maritime, we reported that we have almost completed the purchase of equipment for maritime security, the one they call deep blue sea. And we say that will enhance the security of the water and reduce all this kidnapping you're hearing, all this insecurity in the water. I think that's about it. I think that's about it. Thanks.
It's been a long day for us. The Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning reported on its 100 days performance to Federal Executive Council today. The Ministry of Finance has 11 major mandate areas, but because time is well spent, I'll speak to you only to a few issues. First of all, in terms of revenue performance. The revenue performance prorated to third quarter of 2019 is 4.25 trillion, and that represents a performance of 81%. That is to third quarter, so it's 9 months prorated, not full year. The GDP growth that we planned for 2019 was 3.5%, and the third quarter GDP performance, you all know, was reported as 2.28%. On expenditure, we have been able to release all that is required for personnel, so personnel expenditure is on course. Debt service is also on course. On overheads, we have been able to release 8 months overhead for general MDAs and 11 months overhead for some MDAs that we classify as critical. And this includes the security services, the federal government unity colleges, as well as NYSC and prison rations. So a few agencies that we classify as critical have received 11 months, and we're working on the 12th month overhead release for this category of MDAs. So far, as at last week, we have released up to 1.2 trillion in capital expenditure, and that is a 50% performance of the capital for the whole year 2019. And now that Mr. President has assented to the 2020 budget, which is a major achievement for this government, it is clear that the 2019 budget is also a 6 months budget. So we've achieved 50% capital release for 50% performance of the 2019 budget. We've also been able to pass through the National Assembly, and the National Assembly has passed the Finance Bill of 2019. I believe by today or tomorrow the bill will be conveyed to Mr. President for his assent. We've started the process of the long-term plan, the new long-term development plan. We've prepared a roadmap. It's going to be subjected to various stakeholder reviews before we start the actual planning process. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.